In this video, I'll be going over how to convert fractions to percent. The two steps that you need to follow is number one, numerator divided by the denominator, and then after that, multiply by 100. Here is an example. 3/8. So we're gonna do the first step, which is numerator divided by the denominator. So we're taking 3 divided by 8. So we can see that 3 is smaller than 8, so this will create a decimal here, and then 0 on top, a decimal point, and it will place a 0 behind it. Now we're gonna take 30 divided by 8, and we can times 8 by 3, and that 8 times 3 equals 24. Okay, so we bring the 6 down, and then another 0, we bring that down. Now we have 60 divided by 8, and we can put 7 here, so 7 times 8, 56, and 60 minus 56 is 4. Then we bring down another 0, and we all know 8 times 5 is 40. Now I don't have any room here, but that will become 0 as a remainder. So our answer here is 0.375. And then the next step will be multiplying by 100. And the reason why we're multiplying by 100 because percent is per 100. So we're timesing this number by 100. And when you times by 100, you're basically moving 2 decimal to the right, and that gave us 37.5%. And that is the answer. Now what about this question? 2/25. Now let's try this again. Now let's go through the same process again. Numerator divided by denominator. So we're gonna take the 2 divided by 25. And here we can see 2 is too small for 25. So we're gonna put a decimal point here, put a 0 behind it, and do the same on top because no number can go into 25. 25 times 0 will give it, and we'll place a 0 with a decimal point here, like so. And now we have 20 divided by 25, and it's still too small, so we'll place another 0 on top, and then another 0 as a placeholder. Now we have 200 divided by 25. And we can put 8 because 8 times 25 is 200. So that equals 0, and that's our answer at 0.08. And then we'll do the second step, which is multiplying by 100. And then again, we're moving 2 decimal point to the right, and that will give us 8% as the answer. So this means that 2/25 equals 8%. What about this one? 5/12. Taking the numerator divided by the denominator, we have 5 divided by 12, and then we can see 5 is too small for 12, so we're placing a decimal and a 0 behind, and doing the same on the top with a decimal point, And now that we have 50 divided by 12, we can see that 4 goes into it. So 4 times 12 is 48. And after we minus 50 to 48, we get 2. And next, we're gonna bring the 0 down here. So now we're taking 20 divided by 12. And we can see that 1 will go into it. And then 20 minus 12 is 8. Then we're gonna go ahead and bring another 0 down because the remainder is 8. So we'll have 80 divided by 12. And you can see that 6 will go into it, and this will become 72. And then you'll see 8 again. Then we have to bring down the 0. And we can see that this is going to repeat because it will continue to become 80 as the remainder. And as we keep putting 6 as the answer, and as we keep putting 6 on top, it will continue to be 72. So this will keep going 6, 6, 6, 6. So we know this is a repeat decimal. So this would be equivalent to 0.416 with a bar on top. And the bar on top means that it's a repeat decimal. 6 with a bar on top, and that means that it's a repeat decimal. Now if we take 0.416 times by 100, we'll get. Now we'll do the second step, which we're taking 0.416 times by 100, and we're moving to decimal point, which becomes 41.6%. And that is our answer. What about this one? 7/36. Now feel free to pause the video if you need time to figure this out yourself before the answer is revealed. So we're gonna start the process the same way with step number 1, which is numerator divided by denominator. So in this case, 7 divided by 36. Now the 7 is too small for 36, so this will be 0, and then we're gonna place a decimal point, and then place a 0 behind it. So now this becomes 70 divided by 36, and 1 can go into that, and we can come up with 34 here. So we need to bring down another 0. Now 340 divided by 36, 9 can go into it, and that comes out to 324. Now 340 minus 324 is 16, and we need to bring down another 0. And what is 160 divided by 36? 4 can go into that, and that comes out to 144. 160 minus 144 is 16, and then we're gonna bring another 0 down. Now we start seeing a pattern of 16 being the denominator every time we place a 4 on top. So we know that the 4 is gonna repeat, Therefore, the answer will be written as 0.194 with a bar on top, meaning that this is a repeat decimal. And next, we're going to multiply by 100. So 0.194 times by 100, we'll be moving the decimal 2 points to the right, which give us 19.4%. And that is our answer. So these 4 examples are how you will convert fractions to percent. Thank you for watching.